That'd be absolutely devastating.
This is Joey Owens' show. They've been trying to get me on this broadcast forever, and this is the worst damn podcast I've ever been on. So you all can kiss my ass while I win this match.
All right, what's happening, everybody? Welcome to Gonzo'S Wrestling Room, GWR, Monday, July 21st, 2025. I'm Chris Gonzo'S, joined by Marcus Fine, Warren Misery, and Tony Gonzo'S. How's it going, guys?
Good. Doing well.
Super duper.
What do we got? There we go.
Now they know who we are.
Our names was up there, but it was blue instead of red.
Chris, did you see what Bruce McGar sent out earlier today?
Yeah, I was cracking up.
Okay. Well, let's get right to it with a Marcus Fine Independent Wrestling Report. Marcus?
All right, I got tons of stuff, and we'll get into it. So we'll take these as they come. All right, prayer concerns. Well, prayer is more like a congratulations to Ricky Guns and his lady friend Karina. Is that right, Karina? Brand new baby boy this past week. So congratulations to them. We're going to do prayer requests for Buff Bagwell. He lost his leg for, what was that, a car accident injury, Tony?
No, I'm not sure how that happened. I just know he had to have it amputated. I'm not sure. I think it was just health issues, but I'm not 100% sure.
Okay, so, and then locally, Miss Milena, all right, Milena, Starrett, friends from the Dub, gives us results. Her husband does, Michael. Just prayer concerns, that's all. I'll leave it at that. Put me on the prayer list too. We will leave it at that. If you know, you know. We'll leave it at that. So, okay.
I got one more for the prayer.
Okay.
But I'm having trouble with the name. You guys going to have to help me. I know I'm terrible with names. I just seen it. The guy that comes out to the ring usually with Terry at DCCW.
Oh, Holden.
Holden had surgery today on his foot. No, he's going to be down. I only think he can put weight on his foot for the next several weeks. But he did have surgery this morning. So prayers out to him.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me put that down so I remember. Well, if you remember, I'll get it on there. Okay, birthdays. Today's birthday, Sam Mitchell. And the Sam Mitchell I'm talking about is our fellow guest commentator at a few shows. And he commentated in Lafayette with us. He commentated at Retromania with us. Your guys' buddy, Sam Mitchell. His birthday's today. Paul the Wall, JICW, Paul the Wall. Our president, Jeremy Halley's birthday's today.
All right.
Birthday's tomorrow. Victor Petrov wrestles for NGW and a lot of northern feds. Our good buddy Big Pete, Nate Matthews, and Levi Efforts. That's all their birthdays is tomorrow. Then on Thursday we have Trayvon Smith. He wrestles down at TCW in Jeffersonville. And Kendall Fire's birthday's on Thursday. Saturdays is Zebulon Fisher, WCWO fella. And on Sunday is Mrs. Austin James. Her name's Jacqueline. Her birthday's on Sunday. And referee Tommy Two Shoes' birthday is on Saturday. No, I'm sorry, those two are on Sunday. So Mrs. Austin James and Tommy Two Shoes' birthday's on Sunday. So happy birthday to everyone there. And if we missed your birthday, happy birthday. If we didn't miss your birthday, happy birthday to you. All right. Tons of results. Okay, all the weekend WCWO results are thanks to my co-host or co-commentator from PopCon, West Ryan. So West Ryan literally gave me the results from every WCWO match that took place over the weekend. So, you know, there was a ton of them.
Well, yeah.
So here we go. Friday night at the Dub, Phoenix defeated Timmy Jackson. Custom Made defeated Black Diamond Entertainment in a reverse decision. Those are the guys from Supreme. Eric Gravin's boys. Kenneth James defeated Max Sterling. Get this, Warren. The Pharaoh King defeated Brody Botkins.
Woo!
Yeah. TJ Powers defeated Andre Stray. Hang on. JJ Lawson defeated Johnny Blaze, Louie, and Christian Cash in a fatal four-way. Zay Gates defeated Will Asher. Main event saw Mark Magnus and Zach Nova versus Maliko and Mike Noble. It ended in a no contest due to the interference of special guest referee Phoenix. So that was at the dub. I guess there was traveling issues, and that's why Jake Ullman's Japanese opponent did not make it into the dub, and that's why that match was not announced, because they had travel issues of getting him here. So, okay, get ready. Here we go with the Black Expo shows. Day 1, show 1, Friday. They debuting ZJK versus Zay Gates. So Zay Gates winning that. Two Loud Strays defeated Mike Noble and Christian Cash, and Maliko and Zay Gates defeated Brody Botkins and ZJK. Show 2, Cecil Cerveza defeated Jeremy Hadley. Brody Botkins defeated Timmy Jackson. Christian Cash defeated Mike Noble. Maliko defeated Zay Gates and Andre Stray in a triple threat match. That was day 1. Day 2, Saturday, show 1, Bobo Brazil Jr. defeated Mike Noble. Maliko defeated Christian Cash, and the highlight reel defeated Zay Gates and Maliko. Show 2, highlight reel defeated Christian Cash and Andre Stray. Maliko and Kamala Jr. defeated Mike Noble and TJ Powers. We'll leave that at that. Zay Gates defeated Rachel Armstrong. Show 3, Andre Stray defeated TJ Powers. Maliko defeated Jordan James by DQ. Maliko and Andre Stray defeated TJ Powers and Jordan James. And Zay Gates won a triple threat that included Mike Noble and Christian Cash. All right, that was all day 2. Day 3, show 1, Sunday. Kevin Panic defeated Timmy Jackson. Kurt Busse defeated Christian Cash. And Zay Gates won a fatal four-way that included Mike Noble, Mark Magnus, and Maliko. Then show 2. Okay, Zay Gates and Christian Cash defeated Maliko and Mike Noble. I guess Mike Noble hired Maliko so he could get the win, and Maliko got tired of Mike Noble, and I don't know if he left, punched him, whatever. But anyway, Zay and Cash won that one.
Hopefully,
Kevin Panic, yeah, I hope he punched him too. Kevin Panic defeated Mark Magnus, and the highlight reel defeated the Two Loud Strays. Show 3. Highlight reel defeated Maliko and Zay Gates. Two Loud Strays defeated Christian Cash and Bobo Brazil Jr. Mike Noble defeated Mark Magnus, and Zay Gates won the Black Expo Rumble. So thank you, Wes, for those. And then Wes also sent me the results from the WCW St. Paul show, Saturday, June 19th, St. Paul, Indiana. Phoenix won a triple threat that included Mark Magnus and Timmy Jackson. Waterboy and Max Sterling defeated Will Asher and Jackson Morgan. IK3 defeated Zach Nova in a non-title match, and that set up a match for their October return to St. Paul. Max Sterling defeated Mike Noble. Andre Stray defeated Maliko. And Troy Valentine defeated David Light. So there you have it. Thank you, Wes, again, for all the WCWO results.
Hey, Marcus, when they go back to St. Paul in October, I did see the announcement. It's going to be all cage matches.
Yes. And then it says Wes can't remember if what happened to Mike, but he definitely got what he deserved. So that's good enough, Wes.
Yep.
It's good, Wes. We all want a big fist in his mouth, but if that's not what he got, anyhow. Okay. These results are thanks to Buck Sexton, WPW Fair Fight, Danville, Indiana, Saturday, June 19th. IK3 won a 6-man battle royal to be added to the Warrior Pride Championship match. Saran destroyed Asher Steele. Jeremy Hadley pinned T.Y. Ice for the Warrior Pride Championship in a fatal four-way, which also included Scorpion on IK3. And then T.Y. Ice pinned Hadley during the celebration to win the 7-11 title. Buck and Dynamite defeated the Agents of Chaos. They are your new WPW Tag Team Champions. Parker Sexton defeated Joe Jitsu. And Jared Kripke defeated Brody Botkins to retain the WPW heavyweight title. But then Jesse Winchester dropped Kripke with a cutter out of nowhere. Cut a promo stating that Kripke must vacate the title now or face his consequences next month. So there you go. Warrior Pro results from Buck Sexton. Okay. AACW results thanks to Kelly. The reason they're thanks to Kelly because history was made on Saturday as Kelly was in attendance for AACW. I was not. I was sick. So Kelly has a history-making event because Kelly attended her first ever pro wrestling event that did not have me in the building with her. So these results are from Kelly. Okay, AACW is the All-American Bash, Sharpsville, Indiana, Saturday, June 19th. Saw Johnny Crisis defeat Damian Neville to retain the AACW heavyweight title. Ajax defeated Paris McQueen in an ODQ match. Gaston LaRue with Mortimer Blankenship the third defeated Hobo Jones. Juice Forte defeated Brody Botkins and the Woodstock Crippler. That's the guy formerly known as Tate Manson in a triple threat match. Bobo Brazil Jr. defeated Chet Ripley with Mortimer Blankenship III to retain the U.S. title. Cruiser and Jensen defeated Larry D. and Paige Jones in a mixed tag team match. The Hellraisers, consisting of Wild Thing and Strife, defeated Cold X, Jake Elliott, and Tanner Kelly in a no DQ match. Main event, anybody that's seen it, match of the year candidate, hard to beat. I cannot say that, sadly, but Kelly says yes, and I've seen a lot of it. Bob Steele and Cody Lee defeated Christian Cash and Zay Gates and Oh So Delicious, the team of Camden Francis and Cake Monster, in a triple threat TLC match to become the new AACW Tag Team Champions. So congratulations to Bob and Cody in one hell of a show. So I'm sad I did not get to see it. But
Marcus, you better be careful letting Kelly go to shows by herself. She's going to get used to it. She's going to start just leaving you at home.
I'll just wake up today in the car we're going.
She'll be saying,
good one.
she'll be saying, my life's a lot easier.
I want the Jack with him or that chair, buy him dinner. I go to Goodwill and do what I want. You know. Okay, going to start a new thing here. I talked to Tony yesterday. If you see this couch over here packed full of these shirts, I'm going to start doing a shirt of the week. And the new shirt of the week, Chris, if you make
that's shirt of the week.
Shirt of the week, not shit of the week. That's another story. Let's see if we'll get this up there. This is from our new AACW Tag Team Champions, Bob and Cody.
We ain't royal, but we are loyal.
Yep.
FOE, family over everything.
And that's the new shirt. And if you'd like one of these new shirts, it does come in more than one color. They can order whatever size you need. Get with Bob Steele or Cody Lee, and they can hook you up with this fine-looking shirt. So thank you guys for that. Okay, I believe that is all I have.
Okay. Well, Chris, have you heard anything from a guy who's supposed to maybe come on with us?
No, I have not.
Okay, I'll give a little brief thing. FEW's got a show this Sunday, July 27th. It's called Unbreakable. It's in Greenfield, Indiana. What's the name of that theater, guys?
H.J. Ricks, I think.
Yep. Okay. And
Hey, I don't know. He sent a message, but it doesn't make a whole lot of fucking sense.
Must be on a different time zone.
I'm going to send him another link.
I've been there, done that. So I never went the other direction.
well, the show's Sunday, July 27th. In Greenfield. If I remember correctly, the doors open at 5. Show starts at 6.
All right, hang on a second. I'll pull it up.
Yeah, I can't because I'm on my phone.
Maybe I can't either. Oh, here it is. H.J. Ricks Center. Doors at 5, bell at 6. Called Unbreakable. And
some of the card looks pretty good. They do. Hey, guys, if you're anywhere close to the Greenfield area on Sunday and you can go, it's a nice theater to go watch wrestling. They do an excellent job. They're putting on really good shows. Got a lot of good talent. You won't be sorry if you give it a shot. Alex and them guys do a real good job. So definitely check that out.
And then we got Saturdays.
Yes, Saturday, big show, Anderson, Indiana. The doors will open at 6. Well, I guess the doors, even though it's supposed to be an outdoor show. And I believe the wrestling starts at 7:05. They're at Anderson High School on the football field, 50-yard line. At least the plans right now. We'll see about the weather, and we'll try to pass along any information if that changes and has moved anywhere or anything, or what's going on with that. Because I know the weather don't look real good right now. But Rhino is going to be there. They've announced some of the card. It looks pretty good. A 30-man Ironman match. 30-minute Ironman match is one of the big matches on the show. Rhino will be wrestling. I think he's taking on
Brody
Bodkins. Congo Kong's supposed to be in action. It's going to be a good show, so definitely check that out. Tickets
Tanner Kelly and Justin Terrell was announced Saturday night.
Yes. Tickets for on the field are 15. Bleacher seats are 10. I mean, the opportunity to go see Rhino in action and Congo Kong and all the stars from ACW. That's a good price, and it's a fundraiser for Anderson High School football team. So definitely check that out, and I think it would be well worth your while.
Yeah. Yeah, and then they got the seminar. You want to hit that?
Yes, a seminar with Rhino. I believe, if I remember correctly, it's at 4 p.m. I want to say the cost is $40.
$40 is correct.
Yeah.
I don't have a time on this form, but it is $40.
I'm pretty sure it's 4. I'm pretty sure it's 4, and you can get on ACW's website to get more information on the show and on that seminar, and you can contact, I believe, Mr. Perkins or probably Justin Grubb, either one of them, for information on any of that stuff.
We do have Alex here now.
Okay.
Let's make sure we arrest him. What the hell, dude?
Well, maybe we don't.
What the hell?
Hey, what's up, man?
What time zone you on? What's your clock say?
I'm sorry, I've been really busy,
daylight
guys.
savings time. What the hell?
He's on Central Time.
Yeah, I'm on Warren's time. What are you talking about?
Here time.
I was here on time, buddy. I was here ready to rock and roll.
Okay, guys, let's give Alex the floor. Tell us. We just went over it a little bit, but if you want to give us maybe 3 or 4 matches, tell people what time to be there, what cost of tickets, and all that good information, please.
And he has a seminar as well, I think.
What?
You have a seminar as well, right?
Yes, we do. We have Danny Limelight coming in for a seminar. We actually have been fixing up some stuff on our card because we're going to have some debuts that I'm not going to spoil for you guys. But a couple matches that are can't miss is going to be Andre Stray and Dialer Dynamite taking on Mike Noble, which I know you guys are absolute fans of, and Mitchell Taylor. We also have sorry, I'm trying to read at the same time.
Are you chewing gum too?
So hold on.
Use your words. Come on, Alex.
I'm sorry. Like, that's the reason why I like my laptop, because I can actually flip back and forth without losing you guys. But I'm afraid to lose you guys if I hit this. Hold on. All right, we got Jacob Rose versus Anthony Totality, which for the FEW Heavyweight Championship. That's going to be a great match. If you guys haven't seen Anthony Totality yet, he's
good.
He's a heck of a star, and probably Jacob Rose's top opponent so far. As far as I genuinely fear for Jacob's title reign at this point. We do have a really, really solid match. We have that was announced FEW Mid-Continental Champion Logan Myers defending against Elijah Eros. That's going to be a solid match. Two of the best in the Midwest right there going head to head. Also, this hasn't. Hey, look! You guys can't blame me, okay? I almost missed out the entire show. I know you guys are laughing. I'm gonna blame Tony on this one.
How you blaming me?
Because it's your fault.
Okay. Said Chris was Station Lincoln 6:30.
Yeah, you didn't tell me which time zone.
I'm on Mexican time.
Oh shit! Here we go.
we have he already kind of ruined it, but we have Johnny Blaze making his FEW debut. I would be scared against if I was him though, because he's going to make his FEW debut against Jackson Morgan.
Okay.
So that's terrifying counter there. We have 3 title matches, which I've won over all 3 of them now. So, I mean, it's going to be fun. Tickets start at $15. It's 122 West Main Street in Greenfield, Indiana, at the H.J. Rick Center. You won't regret coming to the show. There's so many surprises. Like, if you notice, I've only said a couple matches because I don't want to ruin too much.
Now, you keep talking about surprises and debuts. I want to let all my fans know that it's not going to be me. I'm not going to be there, but still,
he's scared. He's scared to come to my show.
Alex Bolton and the FEW board, they don't want me there because they know I will steal the show, even though I don't wrestle. But still, show up to this, show out to this, show them all that even though I'm not there, you still love some great wrestling.
Most definitely. We'll give Alex a hard time, but they put on a great show. Definitely show up this Sunday. They're doing great work, man. Really good cards. 100%, man. They do a great job, and $15 for a ticket. That's a good price for the type of action he gives. I know some places charge more than that and don't give half the action. But we won't go into that, will we, Marcus? But we're telling inside jokes. Sorry, guys. But
I'm usually the one taking shots. Damn.
I'm just telling jokes, man. Just telling jokes. I'm getting ready to retire. I'm going to be a comedian.
You look feisty over that Bert and Ernie thing that McGar shared earlier, I think. He's all.
That was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I like that.
Well, I guess this match has already been announced, so I'll go ahead and announce this one because this is probably this one will main event anywhere, even if it was on TV. We have Brandon Day taking on Ashton Adonis. That right there is TV quality match right there.
That's worth the price of admission right there. And
very much
so is the Jacob Rose, Anthony Tortala, because Tortala's a hell of a talent.
Toatelli. Yeah, Toatelli's a good guy.
Yeah.
Good talent.
Been around for quite a while, hasn't he, Marcus?
More than I thought. I think he's got 15 years on him. I didn't think he'd been around that long, but I think I've seen somewhere he's been around for at least 15.
Well, I know he was around. I think, Chris, wasn't he around when we was doing shows at Ross Center?
He could have been, because I've seen results one day this week where he was like 2007, I thought.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So he'd been there a while.
Yep.
Around a while.
Well, Alex, we appreciate you coming on, man.
Right on. I appreciate it. Next time, if Chris sends me a good link, maybe I'll be on earlier.
Good link.
Appreciate you being on time and everything.
Hey, it's Tony's fault, even though Chris is catching the shade on it.
We all blame Tony.
Well, appreciate you coming on. Hey, Marcus, what I want to do next, if you can get it up, because I can't on my phone. WCWO announced some of the matches for the show this Friday, and It looked pretty good. So I wanted to go over that real quick. And while you're doing that, I just want to remind everybody, Billy Starks is going to be wrestling Tony Storm this Wednesday night on AEW Dynamite. That should be a great match. A big test for Billy Starks. That'll be on TBS and HBO Max. The show starts at 8. It's on from 8 to 10. I don't know what time that match will be on. If it's normal, it'll be around 9:15. But you never know. They might change it up. I'll tell you 9:15, and the match will open the show. So just tune in at 8 o'clock on Wednesday night to AEW Dynamite. Check out Billy Starks and Tony Storm. That should be a good one.
Whenever, just let you know our other guest is ready whenever.
Okay, as soon as Marcus plugs this, we'll bring him in.
Right. So Friday night at the Dub is their monthly super show. It's called Crown Fall. Of course, doors open at 6:30, bell time 7:30, front rows 15, and the rest of the seats are 12. Normally on these big shows at the end of the month, you get there early because they normally will sell out, and they do turn people away at the door. Don't wait till the last minute to get in there. So they're going to have every title on the line this month. Outlaw champion Jordan James defends against Elijah Arrows. Territorial champion Extreme Gauntlet match, and Phoenix has got his belt on the line, and the match also includes Mike Noble, Brody Botkins, Max Sterling, and Mark Magnus. Hang on. Then you have a tag team championship I Quit match. I don't know if I ever heard of an I Quit match in a tag team scenario. But you got the two Loud Strays defending their titles against Zay Gates and David Light. And the Gunslinger title, Zach Nova is taking on Maliko. So, four main events. And that's just the ones they announced.
Yeah.
So.
That should be a really good show. Again, check that out Friday. Doors open at 6:30, shows at 7:30. Well, guys, I think
don't wait till 7:15. Get in there early because they will sell that building out.
I think it's time for rapid fire, guys. We bring our special guest in, Justin Myers.
Who? I was a little late.
How's it going, Justin?
What up? What's going on? Not too bad, guys. Not too bad. Just got back from 3 days. What was that? Oh.
You said what was going on? So the Cincinnati Reds suck.
Yes, that too. It's funny enough, speaking of Ohio, I just got back from 3 days in Mansfield, Ohio for the Incarceration Rock Metal Tattoo Festival we do out at the old Ohio Reformatory Prison, and I am beat. Absolutely beat.
Did you make it Saturday to Slipknot? I need to know that.
Yes, I did. So we made it all the way up until Five Finger Death Punch on Sunday night. So after 3 days grace, we said we're out, and we did the 3.5 hour drive back here near Indy. So it was fun weekend. Never been before. Went with a few buddies of mine who have been before. First 2 days was entire rain, mud bog, disaster. It was, but all in all, solid weekend.
Sounds like fun. Well, we'll get started. Start with Marcus. Warren will go second. I will go third, and Chris will go last, and we'll run probably about 30 minutes or so.
Cool.
Let's start with Kelly's question.
Yep. Let's get it in there. If it's up there.
Throw it in there.
Who's your favorite? That's a toughie. That's like a loaded question. Okay. Ooh. I'm going to have to say Marcus.
2 weeks in a row.
Only because. Now, time out. Here's why I'm saying that. I've never been to a show where I've seen Marcus stand up and kiss Nelson Edwin Robert Doolittle on the cheek. So with that being said, it's Marcus.
Oh, that's funny.
If Marcus ever stands up and kisses Nelson Doolittle the third or fifth or whatever the hell he is, he won't be no longer be a member of GWR.
No, that is. That's funny. That's
All right.
hilarious.
Well, I guess
Yeah.
we need to fill them in that I've known you for a long time.
Long time.
You just started out.
Well, yeah, because the first time I seen Mr. Myers, I made fun of him and says, "Do you not have to be in school tomorrow?" And no, he actually did have to be in school tomorrow
Yeah.
because he was ninth grade at the time, something like that.
Yeah, I was a freshman in high school. Oh God, I'm trying to think. I know you were at the event that me and my friends put on in our high school gym. We were like most people who get into professional wrestling in some way, shape, or form. How do most people start doing it? They wrestle in the backyard with their buddies, right? And we were kind of people that took it a little too far, and we actually ended up getting hooked up with guys in the business like Kenneth James and Brett Havoc and some others. And so my freshman year and our other friends, it was our senior year, we decided, hey, this is going to be our big send-off, like of all of us, finally growing, they're graduating, whatever. And so our principal at the high school at the time let us have an actual professional wrestling show in our auxiliary gymnasium. The only catch was we had to do it through one of the school clubs. So we did it through the ping pong club at our school, and we ended up raising like $300 something for the ping pong club. So it was wild.
You guys had you said your principal let you guys do that?
Yeah, he was really supportive. He let us a few times. This would have been 2010. We did a show. We got a ring. We did a show outside of our high school's homecoming football game in the parking lot. So we did that. We did another show for another like pre-football game party, and then he had us have like as a group of buddies. He let us have our very last show in one of our gymnasiums in our high school.
That's an awesome principal.
So I would have been 15, going on 16 at the time.
Yeah, and he wrestled a guy that was actually the son of my best friend from high school.
Yeah,
which is just weird. But we seen you at Monon, you and Drew taking on Tommy Gage and Matt Valor.
That's that match. That was the match where Matt Valor dislocated my finger by accident.
Yeah, and ripped your necklace off and do them damn beads everywhere too.
Yeah. He match was over. He grabbed me, threw me through the ropes, go to the floor. I'm like, oh, I'm okay. Whatever. Grab my partner. Hey, come on, man, let's go. And I look down and my finger right here is doing a 45-degree this way. I'm like, oh God. So we get back into the back, and luckily one of the guys on the show happened to be an EMT, and he's like, well, here. And so he gave me a thing of grip tape, said, bite down on this, grab my finger, and just popped it back into place.
All right.
Sounds like fun.
We got the history out of the way.
Yeah.
Tell us how you got interested.
Got interested very early on. I was born in 95, so not to age anybody. So like I was created in the middle of the Monday Night Wars. So I remember early. Well, I don't say early. I remember late WCW, like just before they sold and the invasion angle and all that. But it wasn't until I started watching with my aunt Sherry, my dad's sister, that I really got into it. The very first pay-per-view I ever watched was No Way Out 2003. So that was Austin Bischoff, Rock Hogan 2 in Montreal. And then it kind of just escalated from there. And it's kind of bittersweet because around the time I really started getting into professional wrestling, my aunt that got me into it actually ended up passing away around that same time. So it kind of just carried on through her. And then I've pretty much been a fan ever since. After that No Way Out, watched WrestleMania 19, and then it just went on and up from there.
Okay, Warren?
All right, I'm going to give you a time machine and a front row center ticket to any wrestling event in the history of wrestling. Where we want to be, where do you want to go?
Oh, Lordy. You should have given me this earlier on, because I actually could have thought about this.
That's what's fun, the rapid fire.
I would say it sounds like a cliche answer, but I'm going to say Andre Hogan, WrestleMania 3. And the reason why I say that is because me personally, I believe Andre the Giant is the greatest professional wrestler of all time. And that sounds like a bold statement because there are people who say, Sean or Brett or whoever. I say Andre only because the business itself was built on these, larger than life characters, these monsters, right? And there's this aura about Andre that, we are decades long after he's been gone that still linger, that you don't know if these stories are true or not. So I think sitting in that building in Detroit and seeing, the essence of Andre and the essence of Hogan at that time, I remember hearing in an interview, Hogan said like during his entrance, like just from the loudness of it, he like started to tear up and you could feel it in the back of his teeth. Like I want to experience that as a person sitting there front row watching Andre and Hogan.
Okay. Question for me: favorite moments and matches in your career?
Favorite moments and matches in my career. I want to say probably the night I won my very first major championship in professional wrestling. It was for a small company that used to run in Crawfordsville called UBW. We were building a storyline, kind of set up like a war game style match where, two teams, but instead of doing war games, we did it as an elimination style match, and last person standing got the championship. And the whole day, the champion at the time, Delphi, we were talking, and he's like, guys, like, you have to make this look really good. If you're going to pin somebody, right? Like, get in there. If they don't kick out, that's on them. And so we get to the match. I have to have been 15 at the time. And we're doing this match, and it comes down to me and him. And I hit him with like a really gnarly super kick. I actually felt bad because he didn't get his hand up. And you can find the video online. You can tell like, the minute I hit him because he whips his head back. And then like his eye instantly started to swell. But give him the super kick, and I cinch up on a roll up 1, 2. He doesn't kick out 3, and I won my first ever major championship. Nobody told me what was happening, and I'm bawling my eyes out. My dad's there, family, friend. I just, wild time.
Okay, Chris.
All right. How old were you when you had your first professional wrestling match?
I was 14.
14. Okay.
October 10th, 2009.
To kind of go off that, do you think it's an advantage that it's been an advantage to you to be able to start so young?
I do to an extent. So, and Marcus might know this. And if he doesn't, then story time for everybody. So I never went to a traditional wrestling school. I learned a very old school way. I literally started wrestling off my buddies in the backyard. Got hooked up with Kenneth James and Brett Havoc. They said, hey, if you guys want to learn how to do this, why don't you learn from us? And so me and my buddy, Drew Lykos, we literally hopped in the car with them, and we just traveled wherever they traveled, and they just, beat the hell out of us for, little to no dollars wherever we went. And I kind of learned from there. And it was from there I learned from guys like Hillbilly Jed and Osiris Congo Kong. But starting earlier, too, I feel like I learned from a lot of guys who were bigger in the area around that time. So I learned from guys like Guy Lombardo, Sean Cook, Billy Bart, Rob Raymer, Billy Rock. And so I think having that advantage of starting so young, because now by the time I turned, 20, 21, 22, there were guys who were just starting in their late 20s, early 30s. And I can come up to you and say, hey, bud, I know I'm young. I've been doing this for a while. Let me give you a little bit of advice. This is what I recommend you do. So I feel like that kind of gives me that edge of going, oh, yeah, October this year will be about 16 years I've been doing this. But there are guys who are older than me who just started, and it's like, this is kind of awkward. And it's also weird now, too, because a lot of the guys who were in some of these locker rooms I've never met before. So now, even though I'm 30, I'm the old guy to an extent. So it's weird.
Okay. Marcus?
Well, you're answering questions we're not even asking, so hang on a minute. Because I was going to tell us who traded you, but then you went ahead and told us that. So, favorite opponent, did you tell that? Did you give us that answer yet?
I did not say that. I would say my favorite opponent has got to be probably my oldest rivalry, and that's Mark Vandy. Mark Vandy and I have wrestled each other so many times in so many different cities, so many different promotions that I'm pretty sure I've lost track. And he just recently hung him up last year in his hometown of Bluffton, Indiana. And we've had so many good matches. One one match I'll never forget. We did a Falls Count Anywhere match for NGW for the championship. He actually was the person I beat the very first time I ever won the NGW championship. And so we're having our rubber match for the title, Falls Count Anywhere. And we did a spot where he hung me upside down in the turnbuckle, took a washcloth and started to waterboard me in the turnbuckle. So he's pouring water down my face and I can't breathe, can't see. And he pouring it on the floor, obviously it's going to get slick. He goes to take a step and just slips and just falls right on his ass in front of God and everybody after waterboarding me.
You remember that?
Oh my God. And yeah, we've had so many good matches, and we've definitely beat the hell out of each other once or twice.
I love these stories because I've seen so much stuff I forget. And then you said that. I looked at Kelly. It's like, you remember that? She's over here laughing too. It's like, yeah, we remember that.
Yeah, because that night we finished it with a superplex onto a pile of, we'll probably call it 45 steel chairs.
Okay, Warren.
Right. I mean, growing up, what wrestler did you want to emulate from TV? Who did you want to be when you're watching?
Ooh, it's always funny when I get asked this question, because especially people around my age, they'll still say like maybe like Rock, Austin, Sean, Brett, whoever. My guy has always and will always be Eddie Guerrero, hands down. Eddie just had this aura about him that made him connect to the fans that I feel like during that time no other professional wrestler could. And with his hybrid style of the Lucha Libre and then the American style, I thought that was going to be the way I was going to go. Now, years later, found out I'm not really much of a high flyer. More of a ground and pound kind of dude, but you still learn a lot from him, from his technical work and all of that. So anytime I've ever been asked that, I always say Eddie Guerrero.
You have an inspiration for your wrestling character?
I don't actually. Justin Myers is who I am. It's me as a person, inside of the ring, outside of the ring. It's just who I've always been as a person. Always try to see the lighter side to everything. I try to take every day, see every day as a new day, be thankful that, I have another day to live. And so that's just how I've always been as a person, Yeah. Never really been a hateful person. Like that
Chris?
Nelson guy.
If a young wrestler getting ready to get into business came ask you for some advice, what would be your best advice for somebody that was going to get in the wrestling business?
I will definitely say go to a wrestling school. I know that's one that people bring up all the time. I would definitely say go to a wrestling school. Another thing I would say is find out what you can bring to whatever promotion you're trying to work for besides wrestling. And what I mean by that is with the world we live in and the day in this digital age we live in with social media and everything else, when you reach out to a promoter and you say, hey, I'm so-and-so, I'm really interested in working for your promotion, how can we make this happen? If they say, well, unfortunately we don't have any spots right now, but if you want to come down maybe for a show, we can talk. You go, okay, cool. Oh, by the way, here are some other things I can provide you. Like myself, I went to Ball State. So lived in Muncie for a few years. I have a degree in telecommunications. So anytime I reach out to a promoter or someone reaches out to me, I'll say, hey, if you can't use me to wrestle right now, like I can do Photoshop, I can make flyers, I can edit videos, I can do other things. Because I feel like at some point, if you can show, hey, I'm what's the word I'm looking for? You're kind of like a jack of all trades. So you can do a little bit of this in this area and kind of help what you can do to help their promotion out a little bit more besides just wrestle. I think that goes a long way. Yeah.
Marcus?
All right, I'm going to ask a question Chris normally asks, but he hasn't asked this question in a while. So what kind of change have you seen from the time you started wrestling till now?
Oh, brother. This is where, even though I still consider myself young, I kind of wave the old school flag. I definitely think the athleticism and the just pacing in the ring Like, I know the business is never going to go back to a territory days of the NWA or World Class or AWA, whatever. Like, those days are gone. I get that. But I feel like a lot of these guys just try to do everything all at once and don't try to let the story tell itself. And a lot of guys end up getting hurt. You know, guys want to go out there and do, 5, 6, 7 flips, pile drivers, Canadian destroyers, and all these things. And I feel like there's so much happening in the ring, you don't get a chance to let anything breathe, and the fans can't register that. I point to AEW as a prime example of this. They have these 10, 15, 20-minute matches where things go on so quickly and so many things happen that you don't remember any of it. So you have to go back and watch it. But you can turn around and go back, even to the Attitude Era, and watch. I would almost say if you went back and watched like an Austin Rock from WrestleMania 14, you could probably almost recall everything that happened in that match. But then if you watch anything from All In, and it's not like criticizing them by any means, everyone has their style. But if you go back and watch, a modern match where everything's just happening so fast, fans don't remember anything. They just remember the few big things that happened, and that's it. So I was taught very early on, if you feel like you're going slow, go slower. Let things breathe. Get the fans invested. That's what keeps drawing them back.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. But all of wrestling's changed. I mean, even WWE moves at a different pace now. They used to.
Yeah.
AEW is even faster, but there's other independents. If you watch Game Changer Wrestling, though, they move so fast and crazy. That's just. It's even harder on me because I'm 62 years old. I'm the old guy on the lawn. But AEW gives me a lot. That they give me enough that keeps me watching. So I mean, but my biggest problem ain't it's like you said, moving so fast, but it's not the selling. I'm a big guy that likes facial expressions and selling. I want to see a guy sell, and I miss that in wrestling now because not enough selling's going across the board. That's just not AEW. That's across the board.
It is across the board, and I've definitely saw that change happen in some matches I've been in, and I'm not going to name names in the matches. It's because, I don't want to call anybody out. It's just how things have evolved. But we were down in Terre Haute, Indiana, years ago for New Wave Pro, and it was a multi-man match. And there was a spot that was called, hey, this guy does this, that guy does that, whatever. Okay, cool. Well, then leading up into that spot, I got hit with a really big move that I'm like, hey, I'm not getting up. There's no way I should be getting up for this. And one of the dudes trying to grab me going, hey, come on, man, we got to. It's like, no. I just got hit with this. I'm not just going to pop back up. Figure it out. That's one other thing that I think is also missing from the business is not to get too inside, but I feel like a lot of guys can't really think on the fly anymore either because so many matches are so fast and they are spot for spot that the guys have to go step by step. And if one little thing gets thrown off, it throws everything out of whack for them.
Yeah, that's one big thing Bully Ray says. The wrestlers need to quit working for the pop.
Yeah. Hands down. Hands down.
Warren?
Did you want it? Kelly had a question. Do you want to get?
Oh, I was going to say real quick, Kelly has a question.
Okay.
Get it in there, Kelly, if I didn't see it. There is, okay. Marcus, I don't know if you're going to know who this is. If you do, that's incredible. There's a referee I met when I started working down in Terre Haute for New Wave Pro regularly when they first started. And apparently he's been around for years. His name is Ollie Tharp. He is one of the best.
I wrote it down when you started talking.
Yeah.
When you said that, I wrote down Ollie. I knew you was going to tell. Yes, I do.
Ollie I've had some really awesome referees throughout the years I've been doing this, but Ollie Tharp, hands down, has probably been one of the best I've ever had during my matches. That man is on it. That man will tell you, hey, this isn't working. Try something different in the match, right? If you want the closest example of having a WWE referee in your ear during a show, Ollie's your guy. And he's also one of the funniest guys I've met as well. We were doing a show in Crawfordsville. It was a charity show for the Special Olympics. And Ollie was our referee. It was me and my tag partner Drew Lycos against Brett Havoc and Kenneth James. And Brett earlier on wanted to say, hey guys, I'm going to do a moonsault to the outside. We said, Brett, don't do it. You're going to hurt yourself. The ropes are loose. You're going to slip. And what happened? Brett went for a moonsault on the outside. Nobody caught him. Well, we caught his feet. And he ended up popping his shoulder. And so we all go back in, and Ollie rolls out and goes to Brett and goes, hey, man, what's wrong? And Brett goes, I think I dislocated my shoulder. And Ollie goes, well, you better pop that shit back in. You got a match to finish, and then went back into the ring. He's a character. Ollie Tharp, hands down, has probably been one of the best referees I've ever had.
Okay. Warren?
You've talked about a lot of different matches. Is there a particular match style you like to wrestle? I mean, what's the one when you get to the show you're like, yes, this is what I wanted to do?
Not necessarily a match style. Well, so I started in tag team wrestling. That was where I really got my teeth sunk into this business, was in tag team wrestling. So that'll always hold a place in my heart. But I think singles wrestling is where I shine better. Just because a little more creative freedom. The sky's the limit, realistically, because obviously there is some limitation with tag team wrestling. But if it's one of those matches where, like, it's a really good story and, like, you know, we're getting to that big blow-off match and I'm like, this is it, here we go, that's what I get excited for. The match I had with Chris Gordon at NGW, like, you could say that we had been building for that match for 3-4 years. And we get to it and I'm like, nice, good, technical. Like, I think that match went 20 minutes and we probably didn't do any really big high spots that whole match. Like, we did a nice, easy, old school, and the crowd bit into it. I beat him with a backslide. Who's beating anybody with a backslide in like 15 years?
Yep.
And they bit on it. Marcus was there. They popped.
Okay. My question is, if you could be with any pro wrestler for a month to train and to get advice from, who would it be?
Oh, Lord. I'd probably have to go back and say Eddie Guerrero again. He just, the person that he was, and hearing his peers talk about him, you know, again, decades after he's been gone, but hearing guys like Lesnar, Angle, JBL, you know, Mysterio, Chavo talked about him for a little bit when I did the seminar with him, Rumble Weekend. Just the kind of person that he was and the personality that he was, I feel like anyone who could have learned under his tutelage, not only from the wrestling aspect, but also just how to be a great person in this business, I think that would be wonders for anybody. So hands down, I'd probably have to go back and say Eddie Guerrero.
Chris?
What's something you love about the wrestling business, and what do you hate most about the wrestling business?
What do I love about it? And what do I hate about it? Everything. Absolutely everything. No, so it's funny enough, I actually did a podcast episode with a show called A Bunch of Marks. And we did an episode at PopCon, a live episode. And that was something we did. We talked about what we hate and what we loved about professional wrestling. And one thing, before I get into the negatives, one thing that I absolutely love about professional wrestling are the fans. Mostly on the independents, because you create such a connection with those people. Because when you get to the bigger promotions and you're traveling around all the time, you're not interacting with as many people as often, especially in the WWE or AEW. GCW and stuff like that, you may get a little more here and there. You may get some, you know, return customers, but like on the what I consider like the true indies, you know, it's usually the same people every time, and they're coming up to you, hey, how you doing? So good to see you again. You know, and especially with the day of social media, they'll say, hey, I just saw on your fan page that this happened. You know, congratulations, I'm so proud of you. Or I'll walk up to a fan and say, hey, I just saw that this happened in your life. No, that's awesome. I'm glad to see, you know, that's happening. You just get this great connection with the fans that I don't think you get with any other professional sport, whether it be football, basketball, hockey, baseball, whatever. I think the fans are where it's at. Now, where I hate professional wrestling are also the fans. And it's And when I say that, it's the fans that want to over criticize and over critique everything, and they want to say, "Oh, this was bad. Oh, that wasn't good. I could have done that better." Okay, then do it. Do it better. Get you a book, get you a ring, get you some talent, get you some money. Do it. Everybody has to right to their opinions, especially in the sporting world, but you need to give reasoning behind your criticism. You can't just say something was terrible because it was terrible. Give reasoning behind it, right? Be constructive.
I say that with a lot of stuff. I'm like, well, how would you do it then?
Yeah.
Don't just say, oh gosh, that sucked. Well, then, okay, well, what would you do then? What? And people are like,
yeah,
we'll have you tell.
And saying like everyone in this room right now in this show, we're all professional wrestling fans at heart. I am a professional wrestling fan, and even I step back and go, man, I think that was dumb. I absolutely hated that. Why would they do that? But then I also sit back and go, well, I don't have $5 billion in a major, major promotion, so I'm just gonna sit here and keep watching.
Yep. Marcus, down to the final 2 questions.
I knew I was getting there. All right. I'll let you pick the question that you want to answer. You can tell me who your toughest opponent was, or tell me about your feud with Chris Gordon that's going on for a while.
I'll go with my toughest opponent just because the feud with Chris wasn't anything that we had planned. It just kind of happened. Like, we just had a few instances in matches where, like, it just kind of built up after years. I mean, we had a match together, and even though he won the match, he broke his own ankle, which was hilarious. But I'd have to say, I'm back up real quick. We were in Danville, Indiana. I pop Chris up. He goes for like a power bomb. He rolls through with a sunset flip. But when he rolls through, I hear like a crunch in my ear. I'm like, what was that? And he crushed his ankle rolling through my legs. So that was wild. But I have to say, toughest opponent, probably Hillbilly Jed. And I'm gonna go with combo here. I'm gonna say Hillbilly Jed and Kong, just because they are very old school guys who I love and respect dearly. And they're guys who aren't afraid to protect the business, and they're gonna, if they think you're messing up, they're gonna give you a little bit extra, and you're gonna feel it. They will make you work for that match. They're not just gonna let you do things like oh, you're gonna try to give them an Irish whip. You need to work for that Irish whip, and you get more tired trying to work through the match than doing moves in the match. One of the best memories I have, and Marcus messaged me earlier going, hey, you need to think of a funny story. And this is the first one that popped in my head. We were in Lafayette, Indiana, and it was Jed and Kong when he was Osiris at the time against me and Damian Cole. And I'm probably 17, long Justin Bieber haircut, and doing my heel thing. Hadn't really been a heel before, but doing my thing. And I'm in there, just trying to listen the best I can, but I'm also not listening as well as I should be. And at one point, Kong grabs me, like double shouldered me barehanded. I go up and bam, like double choke slam, right? Kind of get through it, whatever. And then, or no, my apologies. I back up. So, in there with Jed. Jed said something to me. It didn't hear him and went for like, oh, I'm the small guy. I'm going to pick up this really big dude, right? Go to pick him up. Not going, got no one. Jed just spins me around, takes that big old forearm right to my back. Just boom. Tags out the Kong. Same thing happens. I'm not listening because now I'm just like freaked out. Gives me the choke slam deal. I kick out at 2. Damian Cole, and pardon my language, Damian Cole standing on the ring apron in front of God and everybody in this building goes, "You dumb fuck, why did you kick out?" Kong tags out. Jed comes back in. He's like, "Are you done?" I was like, "Yes, sir." He goes, "All right." So Jed grabs me, picks me up in a package pile driver. We go down, and as we're going down, he gets one of his hands underneath me. So when we hit, he shoots me up. I pop up. As I'm coming down for a back bump, Kong comes off the corner with a splash in like one fluid motion. 1, 2, 3. I'm like, I'm done. So Damian Cole grabs me by the ankle and literally drags me into the locker room. And then Jed sits down and Kong both sit down and have a talk with me. They're like, we're not bitching at you. Like, this is us talking to you. We're, we want to critique. We're trying to help you understand certain things. And every match I've ever had with them after that, they still made me work for it. And so those guys, hands down, some of the best people I've ever met in this business. And I love those guys dearly. They beat the hell out of me, but I love them dearly.
Warren?
All right. Which would you rather have more, a 9-month run with an Intercontinental Championship or a 2-month run with a Heavyweight Championship?
I want to say Intercontinental. I'm still a firm believer that the Intercontinental title was, the insider, the workers title. Like, they were the guys who were like the all around, solid top to bottom. Those are guys who can put on a good match with anybody. And so I feel like for a promotion to come to me and say, hey, I want to give you a run with the Intercontinental title, they're telling me, hey, you can have a good match with anybody. Hey, we need someone to go out there 15 minutes with a broomstick. Put Myers out there. He's got this, right? And so I'd say the Intercontinental title for sure, because in that way, you can work with the heavier dudes, or you can also work with the smaller cruiserweights and the technical guys.
Okay. Your favorite independent wrestling match you've seen live?
Favorite independent wrestling match I've seen live. A few years ago, Bluffton, Indiana, Tanner Keeler versus Anthony Green. For those who don't know, Anthony Green was in NXT for a cup of coffee. He went as August Gray. Just recently was in Japan for a few years, wrestling for Pro Wrestling Noah, was the tag team champion there. First time I had met him that weekend, did a seminar with him. Great dude. And then Tanner Keeler, who was a very dear friend of mine in this business, I watched him go out there, and I'm like, good God. Like, this dude, Anthony Green, was incredible. Like, he was the prime example of a dude that realistically you could send out with like a watermelon and say, hey, go have a 15-minute match with a watermelon. And he'll have the crowd on the edge of their seat, and he'll put the watermelon over. Like, he was awesome. So I'd say one of my favorites I've ever seen is Tanner Keeler, Anthony Green, FNX Street Fair, Bluffton, Indiana.
Chris?
Okay, yeah. You had mentioned that you went to the Chavo Guerrero seminar Rumble weekend.
I did.
What other seminars have you been to? And have you got a chance to wrestle any of the names?
So I've actually have been very fortunate to attend a lot of seminars. I'm a big believer in that. I feel like you don't get any better in this business unless you learn from those who are much better than you, because that's the only way you really truly grow in this business. And so I've been able to do seminars with guys like Abyss. I was with Ricky Morton and Robert Gibson, the Rock and Roll Express, Chris Silvio. Kind of did one with Rhino at a merge. There was an incident where right before the seminar was supposed to happen, the ring broke. So they had to tear the ring down, go get another ring from somewhere else. So it turned like a talking seminar. But I've learned a lot from those guys. Unfortunately, and it kind of breaks my heart that I've never actually got to have a match with a name or someone with the seminar. I think it's more so due to just timing. I've gone through 2 ACL surgeries in 6 years. And then each of those surgeries take about a year to heal. So around those times where like, before my first one, I started to really get my stride, and I'm like, hey, like, this is going to happen. Like, I think, someone's finally, and there have been times where it's been close where I've been at, had a chance to work with bigger names, and then I got hurt, and I'm like, well, that sucks. And then that's a year on the shelf. And then, when you're gone for a year and not doing anything, then your body has to relearn. And then once I started getting back and really started to feel like I was getting my stride again, it happened again. So.
Okay, Marcus, final question.
All right. Was that your funny story?
Yeah.
So you jumped the line. Okay. Well, then I guess who would you want to work that you have not worked yet?
Are there any like specifics, like anybody, like major promotion, minor promotion?
All right, give us a big time and give us an independent.
Oh gosh. Someone on the indies right now absolutely would be Anthony Green. When I did his seminar and just we had like we went like 5 minutes, We had a little match, and I'm like, this dude is wild. Like oh my God, he was calling things like in the middle of us moving, and like he almost had like the entire match planned out in his head. And we went 5 minutes. I'm like, this dude's incredible. Like the fact that he's not being seen by more people, which he is, he's worked for major promotions, but like he definitely needs to be on everybody's television week in and week out. Dude is phenomenal. So definitely Anthony Green. As far as the bigger names, one guy I saw recently that hopped on the independent scene within the past few years is Scotty Too Hottie. I was a big Scotty guy growing up. When I really got into it, I started watching when he was still in with Rikishi as Too Cool. This is after Grandmaster Sexay. And so when I saw that he was on the independents now, I'm like, ooh, he'd be a fun guy to get in there with. Him or I think Rob would have been fun for a while. Rob Van Dam.
Scotty Too Hottie was my son. He was one of my son's favorites when he was growing up.
He's
Right.
one of our favorites too.
And he's a guy. He's definitely a guy that like never really gets talked about enough. And I thought Scotty was great. I really did. And I still do this day. And so when I saw that he was getting ready to drop, when his contract came up and he was going to start doing indie matches, I'm like, ooh. So I started reaching out to some promoters that I worked for on the regular, and I'm like, hey, you should figure out what he's charging. You should bring in Scotty.
Okay, Warren.
I got my usual ones, quick one. Can I get a second one after the quick one?
Yep.
All right. My first one, and I don't know where you're going to be with this, but do you consider yourself a degenerate, or are you an NWO guy?
Heart Foundation?
Yes. Hey, Warren. Hold on, guys. Warren, you weren't on the show last week, but I added to this because I don't think it's fair, especially to me. Marcus was around more of that, so I was around for all of it. But I think the Four Horsemen should be an option.
No.
Oh, now see, if you're the Horsemen are an option, I'd go Horsemen.
See?
Like each group had like their fun, right? Now it mattered like how like to a degree of fun that they had. I'd go Horsemen, but if I had to pick between a Degenerate or NWO, I'd probably go NWO.
All right.
Because like the NWO are gonna be the guys you want to hang out with at the biker bar. DX are gonna be the dudes that get kicked out of the biker bar.
Yeah.
All right. So now, the reason I didn't ask this one earlier is because I figured one of you guys would get on this one, but also just for a personal aspect in my life, I tore my ACL over 21 years ago, so I've not got it fixed. Mm-hmm. What is the mental hurdles that you found yourself hitting coming off these injuries?
The biggest thing was, and this is with any injury, and I'm sure anybody in the wrestling business will tell you this, it's the not knowing if you'll ever be as good as you were beforehand and if anyone will really care. I struggled so hard with my first one. Like I'd have buddies reach out to me and go like, hey man, like, do you want to go with us out to this show? Just come hang out. And the thought of being at a show and not being able to be a part of it, like hurt a lot. And especially with ACL surgeries, you're isolated a lot of the time. Mine was a little different just because on top of the ACL, I tore my meniscus for both of them. And so after surgeries, I was laid up for a month easily each time because I was non-weight bearing on either leg for either surgery. And so like there's a little bit of that isolation. And then again, it's just you're not out there on the road at these shows and seeing what's going on. So you kind of feel like you're behind a lot of people. And like not long after my first injury happened, so that was 2016, kind of came back around 2017, kind of got my stride back. Okay, then COVID hit. So then now I kind of was back to square one. Okay, COVID's over. We'll call it, 2021, 2022. And then 2023, I tore my right ACL. Or my left ACL, sorry. Or no, tore my left ACL. And so like, okay, now I'm back at square one again. So like, I never really feel like I ever gotten back with like a full stride. But I feel like that's the biggest hurdle is just feeling like you'll never get back to where you once were if you'll ever be as good as you were. Obviously, like age is a factor, time, catches up to everyone. I promise you, I am closer to the end of my career than I ever was at the beginning of it. But I just hope I can get back to a point to where when I decide, hey, it's time to go, I can ride off into the sunset and be proud of what I did.
Favorite meal to eat?
Country fried steak and eggs in the morning.
Right. Sounds good. Chris, and the final question.
All right. What I do for my final question is not really a question. I give you opportunity to basically promote yourself, let everybody know where they can find you. If you have merch available, any upcoming shows, all that good stuff.
Absolutely. And first off, I want to say thank you guys for this. I've been bugging Marcus all the time. I'm just like, hey man, when are we gonna do this? I just want to say I appreciate you guys. I appreciate what Gonzo does for a lot of the guys in the Indiana scene. You guys give them a platform to just come out, tell their story, talk, promote themselves. There's not a lot of places doing that in the area. So I want to say a big thank you on behalf of everybody. If y'all want to catch me, you can find me on Instagram and Twitter, both Justin Myers 37. Getting ready to start getting into a little busier shows. Right now, my only upcoming show for August is August 16th. I'll be at New Era Wrestling for the Bob Oxley Memorial Tournament. I am one of the original 4 winners that they're bringing in for this tournament. So it's a big anniversary deal. So I'm excited to be a part of that. I have NGW in, August. NGW in September. I'll have them in November. Trying to get a few more shows here and there. Like I said, just after coming back from this surgery, I've been away for a while, so I'm still trying to get the feelers out. Merch, you can find me on Pro Wrestling Tees. Just look for Justin Myers. Or I have to look at the other one real quick. I'll find it here in a second. I have another wrestling store too. Brainbuster Tees. Thank you. Words are hard. Brainbuster Tees. I have a store there too that you can find merch. Yeah.
Well, we appreciate your time, man. Been fun.
Awesome. I appreciate you guys too. Like I said, appreciate you guys doing this, for bringing me on, letting me come in and riff. Sorry if I bored you guys at any point or if I dragged on for too long. But no, it's always great being able to come out, join a podcast, chit chat with some people about something I love, which is professional wrestling. So I appreciate you guys.
Hey, we got about 15, 17 questions out of you. We've had a guest before, and we've only got 3. So, and that's total.
That's awesome.
I want to say, I mean, I've only been in this area maybe about 2 years, guys, roughly in the bringing into this stuff. And one of the first show I actually went to was NGW show. And I'm not sure if you wrestled, but you were standing off the side by your table. Not come up and talk to you. You were really personable. You were really great to talk to. I mean, you easily could have just been like, well, who's this dork coming up? But, I just want to let you know, you talk about us doing what we do. I mean, you do a great job with the fans too, and making everyone feel welcome within these communities.
Awesome. I appreciate that. That's one thing I try to strive for as a person, is, I just try to treat everybody the way I want to be treated. If someone's, going out of their way to come attend a show that I'm at, spend their hard-earned money and coming up to me, they even probably spend more money, all I can do is just give them gratitude, say, hey, thank you for coming out. That's the very least you can do, right? Say, hey guys, thanks for coming out. I really appreciate you guys, supporting me, supporting this promotion. People like me and other promotions like NGW or New Era or Emerge or DCCW or WCWO or anywhere else, it's fans that make these places, stay around as long as they do. And so the least that we can do is say, hey, thanks for all your support, give them a handshake, sign their forehead,
Yeah, and the independents are really important, but maybe more important now than ever, because for the wrestling fan, especially WWE, but they're pricing the price is so high that a lot of people can't afford to go to those shows. So independence is a good way to go see wrestling. So I wish more people would give it. I wish more people would give it an opportunity.
I'm a firm believer in that. People always ask me, why do you do what you do and why do you love professional wrestling so much? And it kind of goes back to that because, when you have a family, and I know times are tough right now for people, depending on situations and stuff. But sometimes, if there's a family who's just trying to, get an escape and, get away from their troubles and just go out for a night of, entertainment, just forget about the world, take them out to the wrestling matches, $5, $10, $12 a ticket, you can sit down for a few hours, let your disbelief go and just sit there and be in the moment and let yourself get invested into these matches and into these characters. And so that's why I'm a firm believer in, go check out your local independent promotion. And besides, the old adage too is you never know where these people are going to pop up, years later. Because I've been on shows. I've worked shows with Jordan Grace, Ruby Riott, with Billy Starks, when they were still really, really young. And look where they're at now, right? Like, I definitely go to your local independents, go support these guys and gals and what they do, because you never know where they're going to end up.
Yeah, most definitely. Well, we appreciate you coming on.
Awesome, guys. I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Yep. Have a good night.
You too, guys.
You too. All right, guys. Anybody got anything before we get out of here tonight?
Really quick, and I don't want to try to bring down the room, or if it's even like that. I just want to say that I know I do have some friends within this business that have sort of gone quiet, I guess, in social media. I'm not going to say names, I'm not going to say anything else, but, if you guys watch this, man, just reach out to me and let me know you're all good. A lot of us worry about you guys, but outside of that, going to be another good weekend coming up, a lot of good stuff going on. So get out there and like we keep saying every single week, and we will pound it into your heads until you say it in your sleep. Go support indie wrestling.
Yep, got WCWO Friday in Indy. We got Anderson with AACW on Saturday, and then Sunday FEW in Greenfield. And if you get on the web, there's a lot more shows I'm sure you can find.
No doubt.
All right. Well, we appreciate everybody watching. Please hit that subscribe button on YouTube at Gonzo Sports Room. Like, follow Facebook, Twitch, X, Instagram, all at Gonzo Sports Room as well. And we'll see you guys next Monday.
That'd be absolutely devastating.
This is Joey Owens' show. They've been trying to get me on this broadcast forever, and this is the worst damn broadcast I've ever been on. So you all can kiss my ass while I win this match.